Donald Trump at the prayer breakfast. So I'm not going to make a big deal out of everything he does. You know, a lot of people are talking about the fact that he got to the prayer breakfast and started talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger and his ratings and stuff. You know, that's the low hanging fruit. That's the stuff that he does. Something that came out of the prayer breakfast that is very disturbing, especially in context of everything we spoke about yesterday with the potential executive order on religious liberties. Donald Trump said, actually, I have it around here somewhere, but Donald Trump essentially said that he wants to destroy the Johnson Amendment. The Johnson Amendment is essentially what keeps religious institutions and organizations from endorsing a presidential candidate or political candidates in general. So Trump vows to totally destroy restrictions on churches' support of candidates. So let me play the clip and let you hear it for yourself. This is Donald Trump.
It was the great Thomas Jefferson who said, "The God who gave us life gave us liberty." Jefferson asked, "Can the liberties of a nation be secure when we have removed a conviction that these liberties are the gift of God?" Among those freedoms is the right to worship according to our own beliefs. That is why I will get rid of and totally destroy the Johnson Amendment and allow our representatives of faith to speak freely and without fear of retribution. I will do that, remember.
Yeah, okay. All right, so what is the Johnson Amendment? The Johnson Amendment is a provision in the U.S. tax code that prohibits all 501c3 nonprofit organizations from endorsing or opposing political candidates. And many churches, not all churches are religious institutions or 501c3s, but many are, quite a few. And so it's become somewhat of a standard in American politics that churches cannot endorse. Now, the explanation or the underlying logic for it is because they receive a tax exempt status. In a way, they are subsidized by the federal government. And then if they in turn become politically active, then the federal government then is indirectly sponsoring our political speech. And so that's one of the justifications of it. And it's been observed very loosely, to say the least. Right. Many churches get around it. The religious right. I mean, the moral majority, they had voter rights campaigns, not voter rights, but voter registration drives in the 80s in the parking lot, in the what we call in church, the vestibule of churches. And they circumvented it in many, many ways. And then you have pastors who are able to endorse as an individual without ever implicating their churches, but you know their name and you know their name is affiliated with a church. And so it became a tacit endorsement by the church. So this last hurdle is really nothing more than giving pastors the ability to, and churches, the ability to say, we support Donald Trump. Here's the flip side of the argument. He assumes that most of these churches are going to all go for him. But I hail from the black church, the Black Liberation Theology Church, where many churches, and even those that are neoliberal prosperity gospel churches, you know, they're reliably anti-Republican Party, right? Even if they don't have a robust critique, they just kind of, they have this, knee-jerk reaction to the real racism in the Republican Party. They don't have a robust critique, but that's fine. And I say that to say, as many white churches and evangelical churches that Donald Trump feels are going, and these leaders who are going to do away with the Johnson Amendment feel they're going to come on the side of the Republican Party, you're really unleashing a horde of black churches to endorse, or more specifically, oppose somebody like Donald Trump. So I wonder if they've done a cost-benefit analysis on this, because it's very likely that they're going to be far more. I mean, there are black churches on every like not even on every corner. There are more black churches on the average corner than there are Dunkin' Donuts here in Massachusetts or Starbucks down in DC. Like that's like black churches across America. I personally think the solution is to not have the 501c3 status so that they could just not be in bed with the government and be able to do whatever the hell what they want to do anyway, separate from the government. But Donald Trump's solution is to give them the right to do away with, in his words, totally destroy restrictions on churches, and give them the freedom to support candidates. I think it's opening up a can of worms, and we'll see if he actually accomplishes it and overturns this 60-year amendment that has been observed at least 1954, at least, I believe.